Hey guys, as you can see, I'm in a fight, but basically, this is my intro to my video. Before the video starts, I would like you guys to please like and subscribe. Great shout out to all of you who have subscribed already. My channel is growing beyond my wildest dreams. Thank you so much for subscribing. But once again, before the video starts, please like and subscribe. It helps my channel grow and helps more people see my videos. And my videos are usually educational, and which helps actually people learn about the game, which is very nice. But let me deal with the last guy here, and then I'll make my final plug. Alrighty, everyone, please like and subscribe, as it helps out with everything that I do here. And to all of you who have already subscribed, thank you so much. Now enjoy the video. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Sorry for the absence. I did not know that varsity swimming would take up so much time out of my day, so I've had no time to make any videos, but I found a free minute and decided to make this for you. So today I'm gonna be reviewing my reviewing and ranking the 4 most common ways to make Isk in game, to make money in game. So I'm gonna stay inside Jita, but I'm gonna have overviews of me actually doing the activities. Alright, so I'm gonna go and list them through and describe them, and then I'm gonna rank them for you. So the first one that first one is, of course, mining, or not mining, industry. Industry is one of the 4, in my opinion, one of the 4 core ways to make money in EVE Online. Industry includes everything from mining ore and selling that ore, to building massive ships and selling those ships with the ore that you got. So basically what industry is either mining and selling that ore, mining, reprocessing and selling that ore, mining, reprocessing, building something and then selling what you built. So basically everything involved with mining and building stuff and then selling a finished product of some sort. So basically involves asteroid belts and blueprints. Okay, that's the first one out of the way. The second one is business. Now for business, there's no overlay. I'm gonna show you on screen right here. So what is business, you ask? Business is probably one of the hardest. It is, in my opinion, the hardest one by far to make money in EVE Online, because you have to be so good at what you do. And this is one of those ways to make money where, with the saying, you have to have money in order to make money. So what is business? Business is going through things, going through the market, like let's say this, and finding low, like dips, viewing price history. As you can see, it fluctuates. So basically keeping track of the market, buying low, selling high. This is probably, again, the hardest, because unless there is a high demand for something, then it is very unlikely that without moving around you will be able to sell something for higher than you bought it. What that means is, let's say I buy this augmented Vespa and then decide to sell it without moving, so staying in Jita. That would not go over well for me, because as you can see, the lowest price is 21 million, while the highest asking price is basically 20 million. So I'd be losing around 2 million ISK in each transaction, not counting broker fees. So what another part of business is, you take and you buy, you search your own region, you buy the lowest. So let's say, for example, you want to buy something cheap, like a light missile. So, Caldari light missile launcher, that works just fine. Hold on, that is way too expensive. I want to keep this open to both advanced and new players. So, again, we're still on the business topic. So, second, there we go. So, let's say, so right now, currently, right here, there is no war going on. Everything is quite peaceful. And so, you can go and you can buy these for very, very cheap. You can buy thousands and thousands for 10 ISK of missiles if you don't want to make them yourselves, combining the first way to make money and the second way to make money, but we'll get into that later. So, what I mean by moving, you would buy, let's say, 25,000 Scourge light missiles. Then you would go on the map. You would find an area that is currently in war, and then you transport those light missiles, let's say like somewhere over here. If there's a war going on over here, you transport them from here to here, and then sell them for a higher price because war materials will be in high demand and in low supply. So that's one way of business, buying low in a safe area and selling them high in a war area. That is one part of business. That is how you move around. Now, and the last thing I want to say is, this is kind of on the edge between this and something I'll cover in part 2 of this video. Or this is going to be a multi-part video. Here I'm going to go over my 4 main ways, and then I'll get into the nitty-gritty, like the small and very niche ways of making ISK. So, Plex. This is kind of in the business because it's buy and low, sell high. So, right now, as you can see, it's selling for 2.9 million per ISK. ISK is kind of like stocks. It goes up and down. So you see, right here is 2.93, and right here it was 2.77. So if you bought a large quantity here for a low price, the next day, when it spikes, you can sell it for a high amount of money, and like that, you have ISK that you make. Now, it's probably not going to jump for a while, because at one point, it was at one point around 4 million per Plex, but it hasn't been at that price in a while. So, you're going to have to look for these small spikes to make your money with Plex. Again, buying low for something like 2.77 and then selling on these micro spikes of 2.93. Or you can make a large investment, buy a large amount of Plex, sell some of it during these mini spikes and keep a large portion of it. So basically split your Plex in half. Let's say you bought 100 Plex, and then you have 50 that you put off and save, and then you have 50 that is going to be your working. So those are you're going to sell to make money in these micro spikes, and then use that money to buy them in these micro falls. So that way you're going to be making money off of those 50 Plex. Now, when the market spikes really high, you can have your reserve 50 over here and then just sell them up here when it's super high spike. Now for this, you're going to have to once again pay attention, and this is again hard because you have to monitor everything basically all the time. So that is the second one. That is business. And the third way to make money easily, well, more or less easily, is of course exploration. Exploration is one of the most luck-based ways to make money in EVE Online. This way to make money, you can either end up making 0 in 4 hours, or you can end up making hundreds of millions in 1 hour. Like what happened to me one week when I was really into exploring. One week I played all the time for basically like 2 hours a day, and all those 2 hours I would spend exploring, and I explored pretty much everywhere, in Caldari space, in Galante space, and in Amar space, going through wormholes in all 3 of those spaces. And all I got in value was 20 million Isk worth of stuff that I looted. Now, the next week, after I gave up, on the weekend I went to go exploring again, and guess what? I got one loot drop that was worth 120 million in the course of 15 minutes. So, very, very luck based way to get Isk. Now, I'm not discouraging you from this, but if you do it enough, you will find it. Now, so that's the third one. And the fourth one that I'm going to go over in this video is the Abyss. Now, the Abyss is one of those ways to make money that, as the saying goes, you need to have money in order to make money. So, why this applies to the Abyss? Because in the Abyss, you have to buy a well-fitted ship in order to pass the Abyss, because if you don't, you will get blown up and all your money and your loot goes to waste. Depending on how you do it, the Abyss can give you anywhere from a lot of loot to an okay amount of loot. If you do it in a frigate, you will get 3 times the loot as if you do it in a cruiser. So, and of course, a destroyer will be in between the frigate and the cruiser in terms of loot. A cruiser will be the lowest amount of loot, and the frigate will be the highest amount of loot. Now, frigates are really hard to do by themselves, so you might have to team up with your friends and share the loot, or if you're not nice, just take it all for yourselves and force your friends to work for you. But that's not what I encourage here. So, moving on to continuing to explain about the Abyss. Now, the Abyss, if you do it in level, how to show you the difference, level 1, so tier 1 frigate Abyss in electrical gives you around 20 million per hour. Gives you 20 million per hour, while tier 3 cruiser Abyss gives you also around 20 to 30 million an hour. So you gotta pick and choose your battles. It's harder with the frigate, but higher chance you die, but there's more reward. Lower chance you die in a cruiser, but more starting cash needed in order to do that. And so that is the Abyss. Now, there are many videos out there on the Abyss, and I'm gonna start uploading some of mine, and hopefully you will like them. Now for the rating. The bottom at number 4 is the worst one in my opinion, is obviously business, because it requires so much fine-tuning and way too much attention from me that I cannot stand doing business, and I cannot stand the 150 jumps required to get to a war zone, and the possibility of getting blown up with millions in cargo and having to do it all over again. So, in last place is business. In third place is, believe it or not, mining, even though it is probably the most stable out of all of these, out of all the options that they have. Why? Because it takes a really long time. You can get a lot of money out of it, but it takes a long time. Again, It's a good way to make money, especially for AFKers. You set your ship to mine, and then you come back in 15 minutes, reset the asteroids, and keep mining again. But it requires some of that nursing, so you sort of AFK, but you don't, because you have to come back and check around every 15 minutes if you do it properly. So you're freed up, but not really. So that is why I don't like industry, because industry takes too much time. Now, my second in rating will be exploration. Even though exploration is so luck based and sometimes so unrewarding, it can be very, very rewarding when you get lucky. Eventually, if you do it enough, you will get lucky and you will get a good loot drop. That is what you hope for, and the reason I would have rated actually exploration at third place. I would have switched it with mining had not EVE Online developer CCP actually switched out some things. Before, you could add the combat scanner probe to a frigate of, you could add it to the Astro frigate. I don't know if some of you had felt the same pain as me, of bringing back bad memories, but you would be exploring and then a frigate would drop out of nowhere and blow you up and take all your millions worth of exploration. But what CCP did is now the core probe scanner, which allowed the bad guys to scan down your ship and therefore destroy you by blowing you up, now requires so much power that it has to be fitted to a battle cruiser. Now, battle cruisers are very expensive, especially the good ones, ranging from 80 million for the first tier to the hundreds of millions, around 300 million Isk for the Drake. Now, I don't know many people who would go off through a wormhole in a Drake on some chance to blow up a person in order for the little chance of getting 2 million Isk worth of stuff. So, thank you CCP for making that an update, because now it is much, much safer to explore and you won't get your crap wrecked by a dude in a frigate. And of course, number one, the only option left, is the Abyss. After industry, it is the most stable way to make money, especially if you do it in high security space. This is because if you get a good fit for your ship, so a good fitting, like good weapons, good shields, which I will work hard to give you, you can do the Abyss reliably and not have to worry about, oh my god, I am going to die every time you do it. So you can do them reliably, and the loot in the Abyss is good. If you fly the Abyss correctly and you have a good enough fitting, you will get a ton of Isk, and it is the stablest, second only to industry. Why I say that? Because there is a very, very small remote chance that you may mess up and die in the Abyss. That is why I rank it less stable than mining. That is a quick overview and a ranking of the ways to make money in EVE Online. I hoped you enjoyed, because why wouldn't you enjoy some advice from a person who's been playing this game for 3 years now. 3 years might not sound like a lot, but you can learn a lot in 3 years. So, once again, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and there are gonna be more parts to this videos where I go into the nitty-gritty parts of making money in EVE, such as missions, which I did not want to cover in this one because I absolutely despise them even more than business, and of course stuff like couriers and scamming and stealing from people. So yes, Please leave comments below of how you think I did. Everyone, have a great rest of your day.